If you didn't stay up to watch or listen, this is how it ended last night in Oklahoma City.
Gilgeous-Alexander spins, pulls up, jumper. Off the mark, won't go. Rebound, Neesmith. Pacers with a chance to win it. Haliburton looking. Haliburton driving, pulls up, jump shot. It's good! It's good! With 3/10 of a second remaining. Timeout, OKC. Tyrese Haliburton does it again.
Okay. Oklahoma City is winning this. They should have been up by 30. They were blowing out Indiana. Indiana could not have played worse. And it's one of those situations where I'm not saying that they lost the game during the first three quarters because they didn't put Indiana away. They could have won the game in the first three quarters, if you follow my logic here. That they would have been up by an insurmountable amount. Whereas with Indiana, if they're down 15, okay, business as usual. I've said this before, teams that win by a large margin, I'm always very leery of them when they get into a one-possession game. Now, you're winning by 13 points per game. And I always go back to the UNLV Running Rebels in the early 90s. They're blowing everybody out. And I wondered, and I said this, I was working with Bob Lee on SportsCenter, what happens when they get into a one-possession game? If they do, they got into a one-possession game against Duke. They had problems with the inbounds pass, the play that was set up, and Duke goes on to win the national title. I'm not saying Indiana is going to win just because they won last night. A lot of times we overreact to game one. I go back to Allen Iverson getting 48 against the Lakers in game one and winning in L.A. And everybody was like, oh, my goodness. And I go, no, easy here. The 76ers aren't good. And the Lakers ended up winning, dominating. And OKC is a better team, like statistically a better team. But what happened? There's no urgency last night. And give credit to Indiana and give credit to Rick Carlisle because there has to be a calming influence in that huddle. Has to be. And that's Rick Carlisle. Not too high, not too low. The bench, Obi Toppin, who played terribly and then had 5 3-pointers. But it's don't panic. And they didn't panic. And even on the last possession, now I'm screaming, waking up everybody in the house, and I'm going with Haliburton getting the ball, and I'm like, don't let him go right. Don't make him pass it. Don't let him go right. Now, I picked Indiana to win the series. I'm just doing this from a basketball perspective of don't let the best guy beat you, even though he played horribly. Tyrese Haliburton has become one of the great clutch shooters in NBA postseason history. The numbers back that up. They let him go right. Caruso doesn't double. He falls back on Pascal Siakam, and Haliburton raises up and then seals it. You let him go right. You don't double him. And look, Pascal Siakam could have hit the game-winning shot as well. I would have been okay with that. I cannot let the guy who has done this over and over and over and over. Drives me crazy. And it just felt like everybody was sort of floating up at the other end of the floor. Here's Haliburton, got the ball and floating, tick, 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 tick. And I go, oh, my goodness. He's going to get a jumper. You don't send anybody at him. Make him pass the ball to somebody else. Haliburton has 4 game-tying or go-ahead field goals in the final 5 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime. This postseason. Brought to you by Panini America, the official trading cards of the program. Here is Haliburton on that game-winning shot.
This game, if you look at all the numbers, it's not the recipe to win. We can't turn the ball over that much. We got to do a better job of being in gaps. Got to do a better job of rebounding. Got to do a better job all over the floor. But come May and June, it doesn't matter how you get them, just get them. You know, so we'll take it. You know, we'll enjoy this one tonight. But understand we got another game coming up in this tough building, and we got to be prepared for that.
Yeah, they played horribly. And I guess if you're Rick Carlisle, you're like, okay, we can't play this bad, can we? Again? Well, you can't play this badly again and win again, I'm going to guess. But OKC, you're just kind of floating. Hey, Shai Gilgeous, it felt like they were standing around watching Shai Gilgeous. Like, hey, man, he's putting up a lot of points here. These guys are committing turnovers. They're not any good. Then all of a sudden it's like, all right, chip away, chip away, chip away, chip away. Now all of a sudden that next possession is really important. And Shai Gilgeous got the shot that he wanted. He misses the shot. And then transition defense. I just can't, for the life of me, can't understand why you let Tyrese Haliburton have a shot. Yes, Marvin.
Also, the Pacers had so many turnovers, and the Thunder didn't take advantage of it. I think they only got 11 points off of all of those turnovers that the Pacers had last night.
Once again, they couldn't have played worse, but they won the game, and they won the game in OKC. In case you're wondering, for entertainment purposes, the Pacers are 11-point underdogs this time around. We talked about this yesterday. And if you're going to pick the Pacers to win a game, it was yesterday. It was last night. We see this, that team struggling, scraping, scrapping, and then, here we are, game one. Meanwhile, you've been waiting for your opponent to come into town, and the Pacers came in. And granted, they did not play well at all. OKC should have won that game by double digits. They were favored by 9.5. But the Pacers, 11-point underdogs at OKC. But they've done what they needed to do. And that is, and look, there could be a gentleman's sweep. I mean, there are probably a lot of people, smart people, analysts who say, hey, OKC can still, they can sweep this. They can win in 5. And okay, probably can. They have the talent, have the team. But at least the Pacers said, not so fast. Maybe we only get parting gifts for being in the NBA Finals. We're going to make you work for this. But that's inexcusable. It really is inexcusable that you didn't go after them, and you know what their MO is. I don't know why I'm yelling.
Well, you got a point that you're up, 15 points with 9.5 minutes. The bench for the Pacers is killing you. And Haliburton was out of his mind the past month. Like you said, get it out of his hands and risk the Pascal Siakam layup. Someone else should rotate over.
Nembhard, like anybody, Miles Turner, it can't be that guy. It can't. It's like when Reggie was playing with the Pacers. Reggie is not beating me. He can't beat me. Mark Jackson, Rick Smits, one of the Davis brothers, somebody other than that guy. And there are a few of those that guys in the NBA, and Haliburton has become that. Yes, Eaton.
It is funny that you did come in, exasperated today.
I did.
God!
I know.
Dang, dude, I didn't know that you were, riding that hard. Oh, you just don't let him go right.
I know.
It's the one guy.
I know. I know.
God!
But it's just the basketball purist in me. I'm watching it, and even though I love that Indiana won, I mean, I want this to be a competitive series. These people who say, oh, there's no star power, I'm not watching. I don't give a damn. Get the hell out of here. Okay? The NBA is going to be fine.
Off my lawn.
Yeah, they're going to be fine. I don't know. Okay, don't watch. But this is ideal for both the NHL and the NBA. You got an overtime win by Edmonton. You had star power, and you had an unbelievable performance at the end of the game. Wasn't a good game, but it was a great finish. Yes, Marv.
I love how angry you got because you seem like the guy. I know a guy I went to school with, and I'm left-handed. Obviously, you guys know that. I kept going left. He's left. Marvin's left-handed. Hello.
Yeah.
He's left-handed. That was you. Guys, he's going right. You know that, right? You guys know that.
I got to force him left. And even if he takes the jump, I have to force him into help. That's all. And I don't want you going with your strong hand there. That's all. And I don't want you taking the shot.
You're so mad.
I was. I know. God. Fritzy goes, damn, it's Friday. I go, it doesn't matter what day it is. So, yes, Todd.
Isn't there an argument to be made that, if you're going to lose to somebody, you better make sure that their best guy beats you? You don't want one of these other guys, even though they have very good players in their team. You could make the argument that's if we're going to lose at the final seconds, we're not going to let one of their secondary guys beat us. That better be their best guy that takes us down.
Wait. What are you saying?
I'm saying that
you're saying let Haliburton take the shot.
Not let him, but is it easier to swallow that it's their best guy that won as opposed to we let one of these other guys beat us? How'd we let
with
that
5 seconds to go? No. So your logic would be, hey, if Michael Jordan beats us, great. Instead of saying make Steve Kerr, John Paxson beat us.
Yeah, we just lost to Nembhard. I can't believe we let the Siakam or McCollum get that winning shot. How did we let that?
No. I could never live with myself if I said, oh, well, at least it was Jordan who beat me. It was, we didn't, you know what, give them credit because we didn't let Michael take that shot. We didn't let Larry Bird take the shot. We didn't let Kareem take the shot. We didn't let Magic, Isaiah. The great players, I mean, that's why they're great. They do make plays. But this felt like this could have been prevented. Now, obviously, in the first 3 quarters or deep into the fourth quarter. But if you look at the transition, it's very, okay, all right. And I'm thinking the game's on the line. All he needs is a 2. This can't be a game that feels like December. I was just shocked. That's all. I was shocked.